Ikaw sabha, radyo kalambuan gyud na.
Let x be a number which exceeds its square by the greatest possible quantity. Then x is equal to... Okay class, what will happen if you mix 3 pieces of kamote, 2 pieces of saba, and 1 piece of gabi? Ilang kamote ang kakainin mo?
Ma'am, it will become ginataan or binignit. Well, 3 pieces pa din ng kamote ang kakainin ko.
Listen to Matsaya with Sir Raymond.
Only here at DYDC-FM 104.7, your Development Campus Radio.
There's a song deep inside I can't erase. It's all about this amazing place, a home that we all can share. Listen to the music, see the sights to see. We got a very scenic university. VSU in my heart, VSU in my heart. Listen to the music, sing with us a song. VSU in my heart.
There is so much this school has given me, the sunsets and truths beside commodity. Oh, how can I repay?
Listen to the music, sing it cheer to cheer at the Visayas State University. VSU in my heart, VSU in my heart. Listen to the music, sing with us a song. VSU in my heart.
Well, it's here at the Visayas State University.
VSU in my heart, VSU in my heart. Listen to the music, sing with us a song. VSU in my heart,
VSU in my heart, VSU in my heart.
I was walking down the road one day. Happy people smile along the way, and the sceneries turn on my fantasy. There's a lot of opportunities that point me to who I could be. It's a life-changing university. soars high like an eagle in the sky when I look into your eyes.
The sunset's warm embrace gives delight in many ways, and it comes as no surprise. When I'm down and blue, my heart goes back to this place to start anew.
When I'm with you, I see color in everything they saw as gray. When I'm with you, my tomorrows are brighter than my yesterdays. All the world is mine and bright when I'm with you. It may start and shine lows, but we may never know the things that lie ahead.
The time may swiftly fly, we may have to say goodbye, but your friendships never end.
When I'm down and blue, my heart goes back to this place to start anew. When I'm with you, I see color in everything they saw as gray. When I'm with you, my tomorrows are brighter than my yesterdays. All the world is fine and bright when I'm with you. No one else but you can change a soul like mine. When I'm down and blue, my heart goes back to this place to start anew. When I'm with you, I see color in everything they saw as gray. When I'm with you, my tomorrows are brighter than my yesterdays. All the world is nice and fine and bright, and everything's so right when I'm with you. When I'm with you, I see color in everything they saw as gray. When I'm with you, my tomorrows are brighter than my yesterdays. All the world is nice and fine and bright, and everything is so right. All the world is fine and bright when I'm with you. When I'm with you.
DYTC.
Alright, good afternoon. Time check is 4:30 in the afternoon and today is Monday. So alam na ninyo kung saan na po na ito programa karon. This is Matsaya with Sir Raymond. Usa na po karon sa ato paggawa ng mga kaibigan, mga kasilinganan. Mga ka-DYDC. Oh, good afternoon. Today is November 23. Sakto ba? 23 ba? Alright, November 23, 2020. Once again, adlaw Lunes. Once again, welcome to our program. This is Matsaya with Sir Raymond. Usa na pod ka oras once again ang ato paghisgutan. Ang ato topic karon will be talking about pay slips and earnings. So kung isa pa mga kadyentihan diha karon nga naminaw nga nagkuha og mga business mathematics, financial math, no accounting. So perhaps no this lesson might help you guys. So ubanan ko ninyo sulod sa usa ka oras until 5 in the afternoon ta, and later on naata ipanghatag nga free load. Oo, sa akin sa ba makatubag sa to pangutana karon. Oo, so good afternoon. Shout out no sa to viewers karon. Ilabi na sa akong maabtik nga partner, gwapa. Oo, si Teacher Charlene Vlog. O nag-join sa sa ato YouTube live karon. Kauban nga to mga kadyentihan nga nagatan-aw pod karon no sa to programa. Yes, mega shout out to you. And of course, no, sa ako partner sa Diginashi, si Perlin Fernandez, sakto tinghikay na sad sa sweldo. Oy, unsa na karon? Oy, hapit na bitaw no. Baka naman, basin pa rin makatabag niya or ninyo, no? Kung unsaon yung pag-kwenta, kung pila na lang ang mahabilin sa ato sweldo after nato sa mga mga deductions. Alright, so mga yung hapon. Oo, search si Nightbot lang sa Google. Sige, later. Agoy, laban partner, promote diha. Yes, oo, so ato lang po i-visit na to, no, si Teacher Charlene. Oo, sa iya pod mga, murag magklase po ni siya nga to sa mga chemistry. O, si Teacher Charlene, kaya ato po ni siya kaoban din ninyo sa una sa VSU, sa Department of Pure and Applied Chemistry. So, kung gusto magpa-tutor niya sa mga chemistry lessons, na si Teacher Charlene. Yes, so ato na siguro pagsugdan ato na siguro pagsugdan ang ato programa, no? Kay para dili ta mag-apa sa ato oras. Sa station lang mo diha ay labi na niya akong partner nga Omega Assist. Station lang diha partner, no, si Teacher Charlene. Later ato na siya himuon. After aning ato short break. Ato na pangitaon ang imo gi-suggest diha. Alright, So according to the Labor Code of the Philippines, Article 83, the normal working hours of any employee shall not exceed 8 hours a day. So probably mauna sa ato, for example, no, sa VSU, mag-start tag alas 8, mahuman po tag alas 5, no? So 8 to 5 mo nang ato working hours. But pwede po ka mo exceed no? You can work beyond 8 hours or even nata gitawag nga mga overtime, no, kanang mga overtime nato. Then mao na ato hisgutan karon, no. Part of our lesson for today will be talking about the computation of our earnings if we are going to pay or if we are going to work an overtime job. So this lesson involved the discussion on the computation of one's earnings, overtime pay, and the spreadsheet for computations and presentation of your salary. Right, so kanong gayong pa ni Miss Perlin ganiha nga sakto kay 50 na pod karon sa ato mga sweldo. Sa ato tarungon og kwenta kay basig no ma-shorta sa ato mga expenses. Sa bag-o lang bitaw nako na learn na dapat unahon kuno nato pag paghunahuna ang ato pili ato madawat, di ba? Kay basig sa ato madawat dili pa na siya enough, no, sa ato ibayad sa ato mga loan, mga utang or ato mga expenses, no? So mao na siguro ato na siya ma-discuss pod, no, sa ato lesson for today. Alright, so we have two outcomes, no, for this lesson. So the first one is we should be able to compute the gross and the net earnings. As you can still recall, our discussion last time, we have discussed, no, about salaries and wages. And we have already defined there what is the definition of gross and net earnings. When we say gross, that is your total compensation, no, ang imong tanan nga nalikom, no, nga kwarta. And your net earnings is the one that you are going to receive, no, after deducting all the expenses and the deductions. The second one is we are going to present graphical representations of the details of an employee's salary using a sample payslip, be it in a tabular form or in a graphical representation. Okay, so para mas klaro nato, and it is clear, no, for us to understand more on our salary or our wages, no, kung makita na nato siya sa ato payslip. Right? So good, once again, no, good evening and shout out, no, sa ato mga nag-join, no, sa ato sa ato karon. Sa ato live super chatter for the day, Teacher Charlene. So please visit daw, no, sa channel pod. Alright, so let's discuss first, no, before nato i-plug, no, ang ato mga viewers karon. Okay, so let's discuss first the first part of our lesson, no, for today. So ako pag i-mention ganiha ang ato overtime. So as you can still recall, sa ato sa ato gi-discuss ganiha nga in a government we are required to work 8 hours. But of course, no, we can also work beyond that 8 hours. Okay, so provided that the employee is paid for the overtime work. Of course, no, dili kay mo trabaho lang ka unya, dili ka i-compensate ana, no, dili ka sweldoan ana. So dapat you have to consider also working overtime nga naapod kay madawat ana, di ba? So, in additional compensation equivalent to his regular wage plus at least 25% thereof work beyond 8 hours on a holiday or rest day shall be paid on an additional compensation equivalent to the rate of the first 8 hours in a holiday or rest day plus at least 30% thereof. So, depende na siya, no, kung unsa man nga adlaw na tungnan ang imo trabaho or overtime. Let's say for example, nag-overtime ka on a regular holiday, so lahi ang iya percentage ana. Kung trabaho ka og special holiday or kanang non-working day supposedly nimo and then report ka sa office, then you can be compensated no sa imo trabaho nga imo gihatag no sa company. In general, the overtime pay is computed by taking the product of the additional hours and additional rate, which reflects the additional amount the workers would receive on top of his basic salary. So let's say for example, if your salary, no, basic salary for example per day is 1,000 pesos and you are working on a regular or a special holiday, let's say for example, your overtime rate is 25% of your basic salary. So you are going to take 25% of your 1,000 as your basic salary, no, from your basic salary. So 25% of that will be added no on top of your basic salary. So mao na imo ma-receive for that day. Okay, pero sa ato pag i-discuss before, you will not be receiving that one every day. Kay you can choose no, you can choose by katong imo dawato ng imo sweldo weekly, monthly, bi-weekly or semi-monthly, di ba? Kanang kininsinas. So i-accumulate lang na siya. Right? So simple lang, imo lang siya i-multiply. So if you are working no overtime kung ordinary day, that is 125% of the regular rate. So for example, if you have 1,000 pesos, so you will multiply that one by 1.25 or 125%. So that is your overtime pay no for ordinary day. Pero kung rest day nimo, your basic salary would be multiplied by 130% or 1.3. Special holiday, 1.3. Regular holiday, that's 200% or 2. So, for example, if your basic salary is 1,000 and if you are working that day, no, sa kana siyang regular holiday, so your basic salary will be doubled. No? So, meaning in that day, you will be receiving 2,000 pesos, right? So, for the rest day, which falls on a special holiday, so 150%. And a rest day, which falls on a regular holiday, so that's 260%. So, you are very lucky, no? Kung your rest day is falling, no? Sa regular holiday and then you choose to work on that day, then your basic salary will be added by 260% of your basic income. Right? So, nindot kaayo kung mag-overtime ka. Of course, dili man na siya pinugos. You have still the option if you are going to work overtime or not. No, kung wala kay laing trabaho sa inyo, then why not kanang mag-overtime ka, di ba? Kay naa maghapon kay madawat, di ba, nga sweldo ana.
The sunsets and truths beside commodity. Oh, how can I...
Alright, so example number 1. So we have here, given a daily rate of 494 and the basic hourly rate of 61.75, find the overtime rate of A, overtime pay on a ordinary day, rest day, special day, regular holiday, rest day which falls on a special holiday, and overtime pay on a rest day which falls on a regular holiday. So ato ni siya tan-awon kung asa ka or unsaon no pagkuha sa kaning unom no ka ways on how to compute your overtime pay. So we have there the solution for letter A, that is falls on ordinary day, no, ordinary day lang no na nag-overtime ka ana. So let's say for example, your daily rate ana is 494, okay? And your hourly rate is 61.75. So your overtime pay for that would be your daily rate 494 times the 125%. That's 1.25. Right? So that's equal to 617.5. No? And then for number 2, or for overtime pay, kung hourly rate po ang iya overtime, let's say for example, after niya nga 8 hours nag-serve, unya ni overtime siya o kanang siguro na-extend siya mga 3 hours. So that's 61.75 times 3, no? Or 61.75 times 1.25, and then you multiply that one by pila ka oras siya nag-extend, okay? So ang iya overtime pay ana, so kung hourly basis, that is 77.18. So i-add na siya sa iya daily rate. Now, for letter B, sa overtime pay sa daily and hourly pay rate on a rest day, no? Kung rest day po siya.
You call it beautiful, it's true.
So, ang iya, once again, no, ang iya daily rate is 494, and then kung rest day, again, that's 130%, no? So, that is 494 times 1.3. So, 642.2 ang iya madawat, no, for that particular day. Okay? So, overtime pay, kung hourly rate po niya, so that's 61.75 times 1.3. So, that's 80.27. Right? So, mauna ang maad sa iya daily salary. Sa letter C, kung ni-fall po ang iya overtime on a special holiday, then same gihapon, that's 130%. So the same lang siya sa letter B, right? For letter D, ni-fall no ang iya overtime, nagtrabaho siya overtime, ni-fall siya on a regular holiday. Okay, regular holiday, gani ha special holiday to, karon regular holiday. What if kung regular holiday na pod siya? Okay? So overtime pay would be multiplied by 200%. So ma-doubled siya. So, ang 494 will become 988. So, mauna ang iya overtime pay, no, for a regular holiday. For an hourly rate, so ang katong 61.75, you just multiply that one by 2. Alright? So, that's 200%. So, ang iya madawat ana is 123.5. Again, i-add pa na nimo sa iya makuha nga basic salary. Alright? So, dili kay ang kanang 988 or 123 lang ang iya makuha. But, on top pa na siya sa iya makuha for that particular day. No? For letter A, what if kung ang iya overtime ni fall sa iya rest day at the same time special holiday, no? Sa rest day pa, unya special holiday pa jud. So, this time the rate will be multiplied by 150%. Right? So that's 494 times 1.5. So daa siya overtime paying 741 pesos. Kung hourly rate po, so 61.75 times 1.5, so naa siya 92.62. Okay? And finally, for letter F, no, kani siya kay bonggang-bongga jud ang imo madawat ani nga overtime pay. Oo, kay you will be receiving 260% or 2.6, no? Sa imo basic salary for that day. Right? So, daily rate times the overtime rate, which is 260%. So, your 494 daily rate nimo will become 1,284.4, no? Kung daily rate siya. For an hourly rate naman, so same gihapon, 61.75 multiplied by 2.6, that is equal to 160.55. Again, imo pa na siya i-add sa imo basic income, no, for that particular day. No? So, dako jud og imo makuha if you are going to work on overtime, no? So, ano lang siya, ayun pa nila, kugi lang jud siya. Munang kugi yung ganiha, kung wala kay laing trabaho sa balay or wala kay laing lakaw, and then, you can work no overtime. But of course, no, before you can work overtime, you have to ask first a permission from HR or from your boss, from your supervisor, that you will work no overtime for this day, for this particular day. Kaya naamo ko na siya i-process pa nga mga paper. So that's why you have to ask first, no, permission from your HR or your sa imo boss or supervisor, right? Alright, so let's proceed to example number 2. What amount is earned by a certain employee who works 10 hours on a given day if the regular rate for the job is 60 pesos and if overtime is paid 125% in excess of 8 hours. So ato no tigamnan, we should remember always then that on regular basis, no, an employer should only work no in a day for about 8 hours only. No, kung mo exceed na siya ng 8 hours, ang exceed ana or ang exceed ang exceed ana or ang nisobra ana, ang excess ana would be considered his or her overtime already. Okay? So mao na to ang imukuhaan kung pila ang iya on top sa iya salary, pila ang iya ipuno, no? So, in this example, 10 hours man, 10 hours on work og 8 hours, so naa siya excess nga 2 hours. So ang 2 hours ato kuhaan og overtime pay niya. So for our solution, our daily rate is 60 pesos. Regular hours, again, is 8 hours. So na siya overtime nga 2 hours. So number of hours work times hourly rate. So 8 times 60, na siya 480 pesos sa regular pay niya. Plus sa iya overtime, no? Plus sa iya overtime. Number of overtime hours work times the overtime rate. So 2 hours. Okay, that's 2 hours. Times the quantity of 125%, no, that's typographical error. That's not 1255, but that's 125%, no, of 60 pesos. So 2 times 1.25 times 60, so that's 150 pesos. So all in all, naa siya madawat nga 480 plus 150. Okay, so naa siya madawat nga 480 plus 150. So on that particular day, naa siya, ang kana siya nga employer will receive 630 pesos.
There's a song deep inside I can't erase. It's all about this amazing place, a home that we all can share. Listen to the music. See the
So thus the total earnings of that employer, no, of that particular employer is equal to 630 pesos, right? Example number 3, Pinky is paid 3,650 pesos in a week as an executive assistant or executive assistant. If her normal week is 44 hours, find her gross earnings for a week in which she works for 51 hours. Okay, so naay ni sobra nga pila man ka hours. 51 minus 44, that's yeah. So that's 7 hours, no? Naa siya sobra, nasa excess nga 7 hours.
Oh, how can I repay?
So our solution, weekly rate is 3,650. Then the regular hours a week is 44 hours. So naa siya overtime nga 7 hours. Okay, so Pinky salary has an hourly rate of weekly rate divided by number of hours per week. So 3,650 divide by 44. So naa siya hourly rate nga 82.95. So ato sa kuhaon no, ngano gikuha na to ang hourly rate kay para makuha po na to ang overtime niya per hour. Okay, kay naa may 7 hours nga excess. So we should take first how much does Pinky will be receiving, no? Or will be receiving per hour. Okay? So 3,650 divided by 44, so mo nang iya hourly rate. So meaning, since she works more than 44 hours a week, she must be paid overtime rate of 125%. So regular day lang siya, no? Over regular pay per hour for 7 hours of overtime. Thus, she will receive an overtime pay of 82.95, that is hourly rate niya, times 1.25, that's 125%, times 7 hours, so that is equal to 725.81. Therefore, her gross earnings for working 51 hours a week is equal to 3,650, mao nang iya weekly nga salary, plus the overtime, which is equal to 725.81. So for that particular week, si Pinky will be receiving 4,375.81.
that point me to who I could be. It's a life changing university. You call it beautiful, it's true, but I have one thing.
Alright, so another example or another topic would be about a spreadsheet for computation and presentation of salary. So nga rin makita na to ang mga example no, on how we are going to present our salary para mas klaro siya na to ma-understand, no? So employees entering the workforce are often startled to discover their net income differs from their gross pay. So siguro maglibog pataana, no? So ako pagikaingon last lesson.
Far away the memory.
So ang gross pay would be ang imo na total earnings. Ang net pay or take home pay mo na siya ang imo madawat after deducting the deductions and the expenses, no, sa imo sweldo. So these are subjected to a number of deductions called the net pay, which is amount received by the employees.
But I have
Example number 1. Marisol Serog, married with 2 qualified dependent children, received 16,000 as the net of SSS, PhilHealth, Pag-ibig employee share only. as regular monthly income, no? Her husband is also employed and did not claim for being the head of the family. Note that the basic monthly income of Marisol, excluding non-taxable deductions, is 16,000, no? Using the monthly withholding tax table, so makita na nato ang table later on, naa siya sa line B, kay makita na to sa kanang sa BIR nga form, no, na ay naka butangad to sa line B. Married with 2 qualified dependents, and column 5, which shows the fixed compensation level taking into account only the regular compensation income of 16,000, which shows a tax of 708.33 plus the 20% of the excess of the 16,000 minus the 14,000. Okay, so kani ang ato makita. Okay, so thus the withholding tax due will be computed as follows. So naa siya regular compensation nga 16,000. So naa siya less compensation level. So naa siya 14,167. So ang excess ana is 1,833. Kay naka-claim man siya og dependent. So naa siya murag non-taxable ana, which is 14,167, no? So na-excess nga 1,833. Okay? So tax on the 14,000 would be 708 based on this table times, no, times or plus pa na nimo sa kadto siyang excess nga 1,833 times the 20%. So pila man ang 20% ni 1,833? That is equal to 366, no? So therefore ang iya withholding tax, no, if si Mrs. Serug is receiving a regular compensation of 16,000 pesos, so naa siya withholding tax nga 1,074.93. Okay, so based ka na kung naa siya married siya plus 2 qualified dependents. So ato siya tan-aw niya to. Okay, so ang kana siyang 1,074.93 nabilong na siya sa ato mga nabilong na siya sa ato mga deductions, okay? So example number 2, Zaira Fernando, single with no dependent, receives 23,600 semi-monthly regular compensation. How much is her withholding tax? Okay, so pila man ang iya withholding tax? Sige, I will give you 2 minutes not to answer for this. And once again, no, hello to Teacher Charlene. So thank you so much for joining me here, and sa tanan-tanan nga nag-watch po, no, sa ato live karon. So stay tuned lang mo diha, kaya later on natay mga premium natay panghatag. Alright, so for this example, so lahi po siya og situation, no, sa ato example number 1. So kani siya wala siya dependent, unya single pa jud siya. So we will expect nga mas dako ang makuha, no, sa withholding tax ani. So Zaira Fernando is receiving 23,000 pesos unya with no dependent and then also single. So for our withholding tax for this, the semi-monthly compensation of Zaira excluding a non-taxable deduction is 23,600. So using the semi-monthly withholding tax table, so line A-2 and column 8, which shows the fixed compensation level taking into account. So ang iyang IBAN, no? Sa kana siyang 23,600, naa siya tax nga 5,208.33 plus 32% of the excess of the 23,600 minus 22,917. So naa siya sa table. Makita gyapon nato nga to sa table, no? So kana siya, no, mo na siyang example sa table, sa revised withholding tax table. So makita nato din ha kanang gi-circulan ang compensation, no? Ang compensation ni kinsa to siya? Ni Miss kinsa ni Zaira Fernando. Oo. So naa siya na bilong aning ato gi-circulan. Alright? So naa siya 23,000. So naa siya tax, no? Naa siya tax nga 5,208.33 plus 32%, no? Ang excess. Okay, plus the 32% nga excess ni 22,917. Okay? So kana siya ang kani siyang 917 ang sobra ani, no? So pila may 32% sa sobra niya, so mao na ang ato i-add. Okay? So thus the withholding tax due will be computed as follows. So regular compensation is 23,600. So less compensation level na 22,917. So naay excess nga 683. Alright? So naay excess again nga 683. Ang kanang 683 mao na siya ang kuhaan og 32% nga withholding tax. Okay, so sa tax, no, naa siya tax daan sa iya palang regular nga salary, naa siya tax daan nga 5,208. No, kay single man siya, unya wala siya dependent, so automatically naa siya tax nga 5,208. Unya gikuhaan pa jud nato og 32% ang excess, which is ang 32% ni 683. So naa siya 218.56, no, nga withholding tax. So i-total na tanan. So that is 5,426.89. So mao na ang iya tax, no, sa iya sweldo nga 23,000. So ang iya net home or take home pay, net pay, that is 23,600 minus 5,426.89. Alright, that's approximately 17,000, no? 17,000 plus, 17,100 plus, no? Mao na iya net pay nga madawat, no, ni Zaira Fernando. Example number 3, Ana, a single parent with one qualified dependent child has a monthly salary of 21,500. Find her legal deductions such as SSS, PhilHealth, and Pag-ibig, employee-only contributions, withholding tax, and net pay. So, example na po di siya, no? So, nata deduction nga SSS. So, sa ato previous lesson, no, naaman gihatag na nako ang table sa SSS. So, naa siya share nga 581.3, unya PhilHealth nga 262, and then Pag-ibig, which is equal to 100 pesos. So, naa siya total contribution nga 943. So, naa siya deductions, no? Naa siya deduction nga 943.8 pesos. Okay? So, using the monthly compensation excluding non-taxable deduction, wala ta nagkuha og tax. So, ang iyat salary is 21,500 minus the deduction ni SSS, ni PhilHealth, ni Pag-ibig, no? So, naa siya ma-compensate, no? Naa siya monthly compensation nga 20,556.2. Wala pa na siya tax, no? Wala pa na siya tax. Now, sa ato follow-up, no, nga solution, kuhaan na to siya ang tax. Ang kanang 20,556, okay, kuhaan na po na to og tax. Okay, so naa na po siya ani na bilong. So, kanang gisirkulan. So, naa siya, isa ka to siya nga gross niya, nabilong siya nga naa siya tax nga 1,875 plus the 25% over 17,917. So, ang 20,000 minusan mo og 17,917 multiplied by 25%, so mo nang imo i-total, ay mo i-add, no? So, here, so regular compensation is 20,556. Unya, less 17,000. So, na ay taxable nga excess, which is equal to 2,639. and kuhaan na nato og 25%. So sa iya 20,000 nga compensation, naa na siya tax daan nga 1,875, plusan pa na nato sa 25% of 2,639. Okay? And then naa siya withholding tax nga 2,534.8. No? So naa na siya net pay karon nga 18,021 pesos point 4. Right? So mo na nang iya kanang gitawag nato karon nga limpyo o ang iya limpyo nga madawat, that's equal to 18,021. Yes, no, shout out once again to partner Charlene, Ma'am Charlene, ato ni siya teacher sa ona no sa chemistry department. Mao di aga klase di ay ni oy gasamukan ba nako. No worries. Thank you so much no sa imo pagpabilin diha. Lapag lang diyan. Later na ka nako entertainon after a short break, ha? Humanon sa inako. Alright, so let's proceed, no? Let's move on. So the net pay is equal to the regular compensation minus the withholding tax. So 20,556.2 minus the 2,534.8. So naa siya net pay nga 18,021.4. So mao nang iya matawag na to nga limpyo niya nga madawat, no, for that month. So here, okay, so ang SSS is 2.7% and then the PhilHealth is 1.2%, then Pag-ibig is 0.5%, withholding tax is 11.8%, no, sa iya regular compensation. Kunya na siya mahabilin kanang net pay is equal to 83.6%. So dako gihapon, of course, dako gihapon ang iya share, no. So kung ato i-total na siya ang 2.7, 1.2, 5 and 11.8. So naalang na siya sa around 13 kapi, no? 14 point something percent, di ba? So at least di ba nakatabang ka sa gobyerno. Remember that our tax is also used, no, in our government for development, no? Sa ato mga sa komunidad gihapon nato, di ba, magamit the SSS, the PhilHealth, the Pag-ibig nga imong gibayaran. You can also get, no, from you can have an advantage also in paying this mga contributions, di ba? Na kay makuha, pwede ka maka-loan, mga benefits, di ba? So wala gihapon, no, naagam kay madawat. Right? So kana ang imo distribution sa imo regular pay. Example number 4. Given the following information on monthly basic salary and benefits, compute the monthly withholding tax and formulate a computation of the payslip. So na siya basic salary nga 18,750. Unya na siya mga benefits nga, for example, laundry 300, allowance 700, rice allowance ansa na siya? Laundry nga 300, rice allowance nga 700. Unya naa siya late or tardiness nga 3 hours. Oo. So deduction na siya. Overtime nga 8 hours. Unya status niya kay married with 3 qualified dependents. Unya days of duty is 22 days with 8 hours per day. Okay? So here for our solution, so with a basic salary of 18,000, so naa siya deduction nga SSS nga 581, unya PhilHealth nga 225, no? Kani siya ato na siya gi-discuss, no, sa ato previous nga lesson, okay? Then na siya Pag-ibig nga 100, so na siya total contribution nga 906, no? Kana siya 906, deduction na siya. Unya deduction na pod sa iya late or tardiness. Okay, so ang iya working hours 22 times 8, 176 minus the 3 hours. Okay, so 18,000 divided by 176. So naa siya hourly rate nga 106.53. Okay, so ato na siya minusan sa 3. So 106.53 times 3. Ato na siya minusan diha. So i-deduct na nato sa iya late and tardiness. Okay? So computing for the overtime pay, na siya overtime pay nga pila to ka hours? 8 hours? No, pila to ka hours to overtime pay? Na siya overtime nga 8 hours. Okay, na siya 8 hours. Okay? So the number of hours, 3 hours lang. So the number of hours times the 125% times the rate per hour. So na siya overtime nga 3 hours times 125%. times ang iya hourly rate nga 106, no? 106.53. So naa siya 399.48, no? Naa siya 19.48 nga overtime pay. And then, computing for the taxable income, we get the basic salary or the basic pay, which is equal to 18,750. The overtime is 394, so na siya total gross of 19,149.48. So, ang iya deductions are the following: 581 for the SSS, 225 for the PhilHealth, Pag-ibig 100, minus the tardiness, which is 319, the laundry allowance 300, rice allowance 700. So naa siya total nga 225.59. Okay, these are the non-taxable deductions. Okay? So naa siya kuan karon regular compensation na lang nga 16,923. Giyon sa nato pagkuha ang 16,923, ato lang gi-minus ang 18,750 minus the 2,225.59. No, kay kana siyang 2,225.59 tax non-taxable man na siya nga deduction. So dili na to siya i-apply sa tax, no? So naa siya gross karon nga 16,923. So using the form, okay, line B3 column 5, nabilong siya sa 16,250, unya na siya excess nga 673. Okay? So sa 16,923 nga basic compensation niya or regular compensation, naa na siya tax daan nga 708, no, 0.33. Plus the 20% of the excess, which is 20% of 673. So naa siya 843.10. Okay, so naa siya tax nga 843.10. So ang iya take home pay karon pila naman lang. So ang iya take home pay would be 19,149.48 minus the non-taxable deduction, the 16,923.89 minus sa withholding tax. Okay, so kana siyang table nga ato gigamit. Alright? So ang iya karon take home pay would be 16,923.89 minus the tax, no, katong tax ato ganiha nga na-compute, which is equal to 843.10. So the take home pay of this employer, okay, or employee is this one, 17,080.49. Okay, so ang iya gross pay na siya 17,750, na siya laundry allowance nga 300, rice allowance nga 700, overtime pay nga 399. So ang total niya nga gross is 19,149.48. Naa siya yung mga deductions nga SSS, PhilHealth, Pag-ibig, o nya late or tardiness, and the withholding tax. So naa siya total deductions nga 2,068.99. Therefore, the take-home pay of this employee, okay, is 17,080.49. Okay, so ang distribution ana, so mo ni ang example sa payslip, no, nga madawat sa usa ka employee, no? So na employee name, the employee number, and the department or siya nga department. For example, company name, Visayas State University for the month of November 2020. Employee name, Raymond Igkasama. Employee number 1, department, math and physics. So gross earnings, so I have gross pay of 17,750. Na ako'y laundry allowance nga 300, rice allowance nga 700, overtime pay nga 399. So I have a total of 19,149. Then ako deductions nga SSS, PhilHealth, Pag-ibig, tardiness, and the withholding tax, a total of 2,068.99. And inside the box, that's 17,080.49, that is the take-home pay. Okay, so mo na ang limpyo na ko nga madawat after deducting the expenses and the deductions. Okay, so yun. So that's Yeah, that's the payslip, no? Mao ni ang example no nga porma sa payslip. So your earnings now, no, kaning imo take home pay, that's 17,000 mo nang limpyo nimong madawat. Right? So references. And thank you. Alright, so we still have time for our trivia question for today. We only have one question now. You comment your answer there for you to be given a 50 pesos worth of load. Alright, so again, you comment your answer there sa ato live karon for you to be able to get the 50 pesos worth of load. Our question is, in a week, no, if you are a regular employee, in a week, how many hours you are working or you will be working? No, for a regular basis, in a week, pila man ka kauras, no, dapat nga mo trabaho. For example, in a government, if you are a government employee, so in a week, in 1 week, pila man ka dapat kauras mo trabaho. No, for a regular basis only.
There's a song deep inside I can't erase. It's all about this amazing place, a home that we all can share. Listen to the music, see the sights to see. We get a very scenic university. VSU in my heart, VSU in my heart. Listen to the music, sing with.
Alright, so once again, our question is how many weeks or how many hours in a week you should be working, no, if you are a regular employee, especially in a government agency. So that's our trivia question for today. So if you have you know the answer, no, comment lang diha sa the comment section and you will be receiving the 50 pesos worth of load. Once again, hello to our partner, no, si Teacher Charlene. Right, so thank you so much for joining us here. So amping-amping diha akalan kung asa man ka.
Listen to the music, sing with us a song. VSU in my heart. Well, it's here at the Visayas State University. VSU in my heart. VSU in my heart. Listen to the music, sing with us a song. VSU in my heart. VSU in my heart. VSU in my heart. I was walking down the road one day. Happy people The song came back to me. You call it beautiful, it's true, but I have one thing to say to
Alright, so it's already 5 in the afternoon and it's time for me to say bye-bye. Thank you so much, no? Wala may ni-answer sa ato trivia question for today. So, for next week, we'll be giving 250 pesos worth of load. Oo, siguro busy pa sila karoon. Di ba sila, daghan pa sila load. Anyway, once again, thank you so much, partner Charlene. Later mag-chat ata later, ha? Magpatudlo ako nimo. Ako na mo, bawas ako nimo puhon, ha? Kung ikaw na pod mag-live, view na pod ko nimo, ha? Alright, so thank you so much. A special thanks to the Information and Communications Technology Management Center for Norman Villas and DWDS technicians Luis Prado and Arnel Gusela. On behalf of the DWDS Station Manager, Dr. Cristina A. Garbillo, and Radio Engineer Shanville Gonzalo, this has been Sir Raymond saying bye for now. Happy Monday, everyone.